a.m., June 25th, 2009. At Michael Jackson's Los Angeles home, Dr. Conrad Murray sat by the star's bedside as Jackson lies awake in bed, unable to sleep. Jackson begs Dr. Murray for a dose of propofol to send him to sleep. And at first, the doctor resists. After 60 consecutive nights of administering the drug, Murray tries to stand his ground, but Jackson continues to beg, expressing his agony and discomfort. Finally, Dr. Murray surrenders and administers Jackson the propofol. 1:30 a.m. Despite having been administered propofol, Jackson is still awake. His excessive use of this highly dangerous drug has left his body almost immune to its effects. Dr. Murray gives Jackson 10 milligrams of Valium and waits by his bedside.
What's fascinating and tragic about the way that Michael Jackson died was the sheer volume of prescription medication that Conrad Murray was administering to him was beyond belief. On the day he died, Jackson had been on propofol, which is an anesthetic which should only be administered by anaesthetists, for 60 consecutive days. Just imagine that for a minute. 60 consecutive days of propofol. And still he could not sleep. And that's because, like with all drugs, prescription drugs, synthetic drugs, illegal drugs, natural drugs, whatever type of drug you are taking, the brain develops tolerance. So the effect you get when you first take the drug is not the effect you get on the hundredths or the 200ths or the 500ths or the thousandth time. So you need more and more and more and more of the drug. And the pleasure and relief you got from taking the drug to begin with turns into pain and distress. So you take the drug no longer for pleasure, but simply to stop feeling pain. Michael Jackson undoubtedly was in extraordinary emotional pain and stress because of his lifestyle, his life, and the comeback tour. And also, he was putting an enormous physical stress on his body. So he had physical pain and emotional pain to contend with, and he just wanted to sleep.
"3 a.m. Shockingly, Michael Jackson is still awake, even after receiving dose after dose of dangerously strong drugs. Dr. Murray proceeds to administer 2 milligrams of Versed by an IV drip. 7 a.m. Disturbingly, Jackson is still awake. Dr. Murray strongly affirms that he spent the night by Jackson's bedside, monitoring his pulse and oxygen levels. Dr. Murray administers a further dosage of Versed through Jackson's IV.
But even that was not enough to send Michael Jackson to sleep. So over the next few hours, the last few hours of Michael Jackson's life, he was administered with benzodiazepines, with central nervous system depressants, sedatives of one sort or another, intravenously, until he drifted off into sleep, unconsciousness, and eventually death.
10:20 a.m. With Jackson still awake and in visible agony, Dr. Conrad Murray makes a final, fatal decision. He administers a further 25 milligrams of propofol to Michael Jackson. The king of pop finally falls into a deep sleep. 11:30 a.m. The powerful cocktail of drugs inside Jackson's body has now become lethal, and he goes into cardiac arrest.
So Michael Jackson might have struggled for breath. Slowly, he might have suffocated, gradually losing consciousness until the moment came when his heart stopped.
12:26 p.m. An unidentified man makes the 911 call to the LAPD.
Fire paramedic 33, what is the emergency?
Yes, sir. I need an ambulance as soon as possible, sir.
When the 911 call came, our firefighters at our dispatching center, which is located 4 floors below the city hall, down in the catacombs, you will, of the city, they took a 911 call that shocked the world.
Okay, sir, what's your address?
It's 100 North Carrollwood Drive, Los Angeles, California, 90077.
You said Carrollwood?
Carrollwood Drive, yes.
Unfortunately, at the time, the dispatcher answered the phone call and never once did the caller ever identify to the Los Angeles Fire Department that the person that needed our help was Michael Jackson.
Okay, sir, what's the phone number you're calling from? And, sir, and what's the problem exactly what happened?
Sir, we have a gentleman here that needs help, and he's not breathing yet. He's not breathing, and we're trying to pump him, but he's not
Okay.
breathing, sir.
Okay, how old is he?
He's 50 years old, sir.
50? Okay. He's unconscious, he's not breathing?
Yes, he's not breathing, sir.
Okay, and he's not conscious either. He's not
No,
breathing.
he's not conscious, sir.
Okay.
Once the dispatcher got information about the patient and what was happening with the patient, the identifier said that the patient was pulseless and non-breathing, and that a doctor was on the scene doing CPR on the bed. So part of our instructions, as already our firefighters and paramedics are responding, we still have a firefighter on the phone with the caller giving directions to give life-saving techniques to the people that could help.
All right, do you have him, is he on the floor? Where's he at right now?
He's on the bed, sir. He's on the bed.
Okay, let's get him on the floor.
Okay?
Okay, let's get him down to the floor. I'm going to help you with CPR right now, okay?
We need him. We need a
Yes, we're already on our way there. We're on our way. I'm going to do as much as I can to help you over the phone. We're already on our way. Did anybody see him?
Yes, we have a personal doctor here with him, sir.
Oh, you have a doctor there?
Yes, but he's not responding to anything. No, he's not responding to CPR or anything, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, we're on our way there. If your guys are doing CPR and you're instructed by a doctor, he has a higher authority than me. And he's there on scene.
Okay.
Did anybody witness what happened?
No, just the doctor, sir.
Paramedics arrive at the scene, but Dr. Murray can no longer detect a pulse.
I was told that Michael Jackson was being transported to UCLA Hospital on June 25th, and the fire department was on scene at Michael Jackson's house 3 minutes and 17 seconds. From the time that the emergency 911 call came on June 25th to when it came to the fire station, from the firefighters getting out of the fire station to the address where Michael Jackson was 3 minutes and 17 seconds. We worked on Michael Jackson for approximately about 48 minutes, and once the fire department realized that it was now proper to transport our patient, Michael Jackson, to the hospital, they were 2.3 miles away, but he worked about 45 to 48 minutes. We worked 45 minutes because as paramedics, we call it the golden hour, and the firefighters, paramedics can pass medications, can do life-saving techniques to help our patients. We're in contact with our base station, which is at UCLA, giving us medical direction on what type of medicines we could give our patients to help them survive.
2:26 p.m., June 25th, 2009. The legend of Michael Jackson comes to a shocking end. He is pronounced dead at the Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center.
Oh, it was devastating.
It was like the world paused.
I just can't actually believe it. It still feels like it's a really bad dream. It hasn't really sunk in. It just doesn't feel real. It feels all wrong.
Well, I was actually in my room and I was watching something on one of the other channels, and I got a phone call, and a friend of mine said, "Have you seen the news?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He just put the news on. So I flicked over, and of course it said Michael was admitted to hospital, and then it just got from one bad thing to another, and then he was pronounced dead. And it was, I mean, I just couldn't believe it. I thought it was in a dream. I was going to wake up. It was all a big joke. I just couldn't absorb it. It was just horrible. This happened, I think, UK time around 2 o'clock in the morning, and my kids were upstairs, and I thought, well, do I go up and tell her? I said, no, I let them sleep. They have to get up for school in the morning. And when I went up and knocked on their door, and I said, look, I've got something really awful to tell you. And I told them, and, they just broke down and floods of tears. So it was really, that's what, hit me then, really.
Everybody felt a connection, whether you liked him or not. You grew up with something, you remember the song, you connected. It could be a dance with your partner, whatever it is. It was at a place you first heard when Thriller came out. You was upstairs on the BB, I don't know, whatever it was. And they felt there was a certain element of loss. Something, whether they liked him or not.
Ever since I was born, Daddy has been the best father you could ever imagine. And I just wanted to say I love him so much.
But the question on everyone's lips is, why did this happen? And the second question, who is...
And the question everybody asks in any death, but especially the death of one of the 20th century's most iconic figures, is who is responsible? Who can we blame? And obviously, Conrad Murray was the fall guy, and rightly so. You know, there's no question that he played a contributory role in Michael Jackson's death. But so did Michael Jackson's family. Did Michael Jackson's father play a role in his death? Did the many people who allowed Michael Jackson to go down the road he went down play a role in his death? Of course they did. But, and here's the but, ultimately, you cannot take a drug or a drink by accident. Yeah, you have to either ask someone to administer it for you, or you have to administer it yourself. And the only hope that any addict has is that they see that they are responsible for their own actions. Because the more we allow an addict to pass the responsibility for their addiction onto someone else, the more impossible recovery becomes. So if we were to really say, who is ultimately to blame? One has to point the finger at Michael Jackson himself. Not in a harsh, judgmental sense, but just in the sense that other people watching that story, that they need to learn what they need to do. If they are suffering through similar problems, they know what they need to do to recover, which is to take responsibility for their own addiction. Do not make it somebody else's fault. Otherwise, the addiction will kill you.
Michael Jackson was an icon, a legend, the king of pop. But the real tragedy of Jackson's death is a lesson in the price of fame. When you can have everything in the world, who can stop you if you can't stop yourself?
Hello there, hi there, welcome to Just Bird. And as you have heard, today's reading is Michael Jackson investigating what has already been solved, but just digging a little deeper and see if there will be any changes or in the future. I have messages here from Michael. So let's just delve right into the reading, okay? First card out. We have tunnel and underground. The last card out from this deck is a drain or waterway. Now these two cards just look very similar, and it's almost like entering into life and exiting, where you will, you know, I'm taking away the tunnel and underground stuff for a moment and just focus on the light and the tunnel itself, right? I'm going to venture off and say that his transition, he may have come in again. He may have gone out and he may have come in as well. So he may actually, his spirit, okay, his soul may have already reincarnated, if you believe in that. And I'm only focusing on the tunnel and the light and the positions here, out and coming in. Okay. Now, as far as the investigation, there could be something, there could be a tunnel underground. Maybe there's tunnels underneath his home, or something concerning the tunnels that, everybody talks about in Hollywood. You know how Hugh Hefner had his tunnels, and they were like trafficking people and prostitutes to, Hollywood, whoever owned those homes or whatnot. You do your research. And we have the Hierophant is a traditional person, a person of authority, faith. This could be an underground church, a tunnel that leads to a church. But we do have the home search or house. I believe that there's an underground tunnel underneath someone's home. They could fall under the sign of Taurus. It doesn't have to be, but I'm going to take that more as like church. Church underground tunnels. Just a message coming in here, and it may have something to do with why why his demise. I don't know. Okay, this is all baloney, folks. Okay, this is just, I'm an old lady reading cards. All right, there's no proof, there's no facts. I'm telling a story based off my interpretation of picture cards. It's neither here nor there. We're just exploring, not facts. Everything is alleged and baloney. Okay, so let's keep going with the baloney. We also have the Empress. This could be a mother figure, could be a wife or the mother of his child. But this is someone, it says, feels mother figure empathy. Okay, so someone who feels empathy, but Empress energy is about growth and expansion. However, let's just keep it moving. It's a mother figure, someone who cares and has compassion and empathy for others, a great deep understanding, knowledge. She births things into life. I'm going to say this is the mother or wife of this home who practices some form of ritual magic. It's a dark ritual that's happening, and I'm not sure who this represents in Michael's life, if this is Catherine or if this is some other mother figure. It's Liz Taylor. I don't know. She was more friend, probably mother as well. Let's see. We have the devil's energy. So we do have addiction here. With the devil's energy, narcissist, torture, and rage. This could be Tommy Mottola, allegedly, pretend, whatever, or somebody else. But, when the devil shows up in Michael's life, he attached Tommy Mottola to is a devilish in some interviews that he said, but we all heard him call him what he called, call him what he said, what he said. He said what he said. He meant what he said. And Michael Jackson was not going down without a fight. 50 years old, think about that, and hadn't toured in how many years, and decides that I'm going to go on tour because he was so far in debt. How did he get in debt? I don't care how much, with the amount of money that Michael Jackson earned, there's no amount of drugs that cost that much. You know what I mean? Like literally, they just don't, but I guess they really, opportunists really rail, like the doctor, I'm sure his service was, wow. How much was he paid prior to the demise and after, like he doesn't live in this country anymore. Took off and still practicing medicine and somewhere else, but that kind of stuff Ugh. All right. So then we have, okay, so Tommy Mottola, I'm going to just say it, Tommy. It was stalking him, keep an eye on him. You know who's responsible, and this is it. But there's other messages here from Michael in the reading, so just stay tuned, okay? At the bottom of this deck, we have the Ringmaster. Look, as I said, opportunist. We have crime of opportunity, right? And the Ringmaster. So somebody pulled the strings for someone, which is the doctor, who is the doctor's the opportunist. The opportunist in this situation. My goodness, can I talk? I was listening to Michael Jackson through Alexa while I was shuffling, and while what you listened to in this video before the reading, I listened right along, while I was recording that for the video. So, and while that was recording, I was shuffling the cards and, just kind of meditating and listening and absorbing all of the I guess, documentary, and the information coming through while I was shuffling, just to, really be in connected, right? So here we go. Again, look, I feel like this may be, this could be like a message to his daughter, but also to everyone else. But when I saw this, I was like, I think this is a message, like this card represents her. And the message is to think about it differently. So that would be specific to Paris, I believe is her name, right? Paris, yes. And it's the ending, to think about the ending differently. It's the power of a 9. That's why I'm saying that. Think about it a little bit differently. And that could be a message to everyone, but it is a personal one for her. I am safe now. And to think about it a little bit differently, okay? He's safe now, and he has re-entered the world, okay? He left, he exited, his soul exited, and he has re-entered. And if he hasn't re-entered into Earth, it's just into maybe a new phase, a new dimension. The accelerated program, I don't know. That I'm aware. I mean, I'm not dead. Apparently, if you believe in reincarnation, I may have been dead. I don't freaking know. We're talking about things that can't be proven. So, I don't know. That is just how I view it. So, you take it however you like. I'm going to move along into the messages from the True Crime Oracle deck. And what I got from this, what was I asking? It was about the doctor specifically, like wanting to know more about the doctor. And what we got with this was, first was like motel, hotel. I don't know how that plays in, dirty scoundrel. But there you have it. The doctor with the, just replace this with, a needle, I suppose. Then we have ego. We have a gift because he received profit, right? Up here, the doctor, from the Ringmaster, because he was the crime of opportunity, the opportunist, right? There's this by the doctor and just his handlers, whoever, it was surrounding him, whoever I'm talking managers, security, I don't know their names, whoever the handlers are. Harvey Pasternak is a so-called trainer, so it's like anybody, including the doctor, right? And others that helped manage Michael for, I guess, this tour or whatever. Because normally Michael wouldn't have a bunch of folks surrounding him because he wouldn't be on tour. And it appeared like he lived more like a hermit and more isolated and at home versus out and loud and splashing all over town. He didn't live like that. Man-made disaster. That's letting me know that, yes, they did it. This wasn't an accident. It was, and there's fraud. So yeah, that's Dr. Murray. Now, I don't know what the motel is, if this is some indication of something. I have no idea. Just think of a dirty roach, filled, gross, down in the dirt. So I feel like this is more like jail, for him, for the doctor. That's what I feel like. His ego was too big. So that is concerning Dr. Murray. I think that's his name, Dr. Murray, right? Now the haters. Michael still has haters to this day. So I just wanted to pull some and see what this deck had to offer. And we have personality disorder. They don't know how to be themselves. I don't know who his haters are, but they're out there. I know Oprah. Low self-esteem. Well, I'd agree with the personality disorder and low self-esteem if we're talking about Oprah, right? Their envy and inferior towards you stems from deep-rooted childhood wounds. Yeah, that sounds about right. They're mad because you pay no mind to them. You turned your nose up. You didn't care. Michael didn't care about y'all. They secretly keep tabs on your every move. That's Tommy, the stalker, and probably many, many more, right? And there's also stalkers that Michael had, just regular stalkers, if that's a thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about the average Joe that went nuts and, the super fan. And not even a fan. I don't know. It's got the ick in it, so it's not a fan. It's a crazy, psycho stalker. Delusional. Haters are mad because they see you winning, so they didn't like him, and they couldn't bring him down. And he continued, like, even at 50, like I said, like, he's still out there, and he was like, you know what, F it, take all my money, I'll pay this debt, I can still perform, I still have the ability to make millions of dollars. And they spread a lot of rumors about him. So that is letting me know that the allegations that were set forth against him were wrong, right? They were outright lies. And he didn't go down without a fight in those. How many times did they try the same tactic with him? And I am more apt to believe that he didn't touch any children today. Like, I'm more apt to believe that. But back in the day, I bought into all of the media, what the media was shoving in front of my face too, and thought like, oh, what a creep. That's why he's so freaking weird. No, maybe he's so freaking weird because his family environment was really super freaking weird. And how odd to have his lifestyle to begin with, right? Just a child star, but like having drill sergeants as parents, so controlling. And you cannot convince me that Catherine is saintly. I don't see it. And she's got to be sick to be with, like, Joe. But compared to Joe, Joe ain't shit compared to Tommy. That's what I should be saying. No. Nope. Now we have the truth. I just want more information. So we have a forgotten person. He doesn't want to be forgotten, but this could be somebody, a friend from his past that's showing up here. We have core past and old friend, forgotten person, questions, serendipity, catalyst, karma, divine intervention. Maybe a friend intervened for him. Let's see. Or they're getting karma. One of the two. We'll see. Independent. Is this because was Michael wanting to be an independent artist and because Sony screwed him so much? Refuge, belong, haven. Well, we know where he was at when he died. Home, right? Home. Talent. Born with features, personality. He was talented. Absolutely talented. It's beyond talent, right? Michael Jackson was beyond talented. He was talented when he was a young boy, but by the time he was a teenager, he was beyond talented, right? I don't know what you would call him. The king of pop, I suppose. And that's exactly what Alexis said when I asked her to play Michael Jackson. She was like, you can listen to the king anytime on Alexis Music. Blah, blah, blah. Try to sell you their service. We have drinks. Now we can take this as somebody could have dosed his drink or something like that. But this could also be that he, was indulging in things. Not just liquor, but other things he could have. But they also could have put something in his drink. Just saying. It's liquor, coffee, tea, and water. Born with talent. We have his home, safe of refuge, independent. I feel like you want to be independent artist and free from the industry. And there's something here. What old friend is getting karma, or was the catalyst to his demise? Who played a part that maybe they didn't even know they were playing a part? I don't know. All right. Messages from Michael are enthusiasm to face the world. Grab hold. Right. To struggle, this is the time to climb. Angels pray for you. Unity and exchange. So don't forget to pray. Angels are looking after, and it's important to join together. And whenever you are struggling, just know that it's a part of life, and challenges are your time to shine, right? It's just, you have to climb them. So it's important to stay prayed up and united with others so that they can help you rise above any situations or challenges in your own life, and face the world enthusiastically, very much like a child. That is his message to everyone. But that is kind of how he lived his life. It's very childlike. More messages from Michael. We have odds and ends. Control your play, not the game. So meaning you're only responsible for what you do, right? So control what you think, what you say, what you do in this life. Glittering debut. Engage passionately. Avoid passivity. So keep it moving. All right. Build your foundation with at home. All right. Do not change your environment lightly. Build a strong foundation so you're not so willing to leave it lightly, right? People break up, even with the purchase of a home. Buy one and, 3 years later, you want something else, something more, something different. Don't forget to treat yourself to a vacation. Make sure that you all are getting a break, a pause, a reprieve from life, right? And we have perceive and proceed. Just keep moving, right? And There's time crossroads. Choose your path wisely at time's junction. And that says, you will soon arrive at a temporal crossroads where a significant decision will shape your destiny. So these are just messages, if you believe. And then when I wanted to know more, and this is a message, and I don't know who it's for, but it's for a significant lady in his life, because we have a lucky lady. Possibly could have been a work partnership, somebody in which he did work with. It doesn't have to be. I'm just going off of the B energy. We have the lady here, which would indicate that he felt very lucky to know this woman. She made him extremely happy. This could be a woman in which he shared a home with, could be a mother, it could be a sister, a lover, a daughter. I don't know. But then we have the lily, and this talks about virtue and morality. It also is significant as far as like death, but the death of a father. And if it is a death of a father, it would be someone who is connected closely to this lady. However, what we have here is just a genuine, kind, loving, nurturing woman here, and whoever that represented in Michael's life, and just really helped him to shine and illuminate, and brought a lot of joy and abundance of love and generosity and kindness to him. And what we have here is that this person really was his heart. He loved this person. We have love, charity, and forgiveness. So if this was someone in his life who needed forgiveness, just know in passing that has occurred. I don't know Michael's personal life or anything like that, but those are his messages, and I was hoping he was going to talk more about this, but no, these messages seem for everyone and not pertaining to this here. Now, more cards I pulled were from the predictions deck, and I just wanted to see what Michael would predict is coming up in the world, but also like pertaining to his situation, as far as the I know the case is closed, but maybe there's something will transpire now that there's a lot of things coming out in Hollywood. Who knows? Okay, so what do we have? We have duties, keep quiet. So, hush, don't tell anyone. Work people, you have to be dutiful. Floods, heavy rain, could be a lot of emotions concerning this. There could also be a lot of money involved here, and you need to shh, because a storm's brewing. Oops, sorry. I'm just trying to pull them out in the way that I pulled them. Controlled narrative. Yeah, so, there's still controlling the narrative of all things, and making sure that people stay quiet and don't talk about it, and like Candace Owens, right? She can't talk about anything. They want to hush her up so desperately. New rules and policy laws. There may be some new, maybe there will be some policies changed in regards to doctors and the way that they administer medications for celebrities. There may be some new rules instituted here, right? And then what do we have? Farming industry. Maybe there will be something as far as health, and that could come up. I'm not sure, but whatever. Something on security cameras. Big beef. Remember Oprah? What was her lawsuit? against? I forget, but it was big beef, right? The beef industry. Oh, lies, deception could be caught on camera. Could be at a farm. Keep going to this tunnel and drains, waterway. There could be something that's going to come out as far as this is concerned, and it would be these people who are connected to Michael, right? At the time of his passing, there may be things that are coming out in the now, in the near, in the future. Let's see. Downgraded. I don't know what that would mean here, but downgraded. Maybe lies and deception downgraded. Did they lessen like his memory? Minimize his presence here on Earth, Look, security cameras and surveillance record. There's something still on camera, media. Lies and deception connected to downgraded, and a snake represents another woman. Sneaky woman caught on camera. Maybe she's country bumpkin, farming industry. Maybe she's farming children. I don't know. Who knows? Let me hush. Surveillance record. And we have two more. Look, underground in hiding. Yeah. And it's there, and there's water pipes. Maybe that is the tunnels. There's something with tunnels in underground hiding. Whatever it is, and it is on camera. And solution to problem is what? More security or the heart? Love may be the answer. I'm not sure. Let's just pull a couple of tarot for the final. Ooh, okay, the final. The final message. What is the final message? The Knight of Wands. New ventures are going well. Okay. It's time for action. This is fast forward movement. Knight of Wands is a quick energy. Hard work. A lot of money to be made. Move quickly. We have community, family, financial gain, success, stability. So I think that the family may be making some money off of his name. There may be a new venture, maybe a book, a documentary, a film, something that they're in agreement with. I don't know if the family's been in agreement of anything. But what do we have? We have an excessive amount of solitude, withdrawal, isolation, ignorance, and social anxiety. Okay. And we'll pull one final one. Just gonna. And we have a peaceful end to conflict. Okay. Compromise, moving on, sacrifice, and resolution. So that's kind of what he would like from everyone, right? To just move on, move on. And know that there will be, it says, a peaceful end to conflict. So if there was any fussing or fighting over money that had created something with the family where there's just been, where they, have isolated themselves and don't want to be in front of the camera and want to hibernate and withdraw from life itself, there's opportunities coming in for the family, work opportunities that could be very fruitful and beneficial with a lot of money at stake. If there's been some conflict there, it's like they can expose everything soon. They can come out of hiding because they'll find resolution. It just seems that maybe they couldn't make the money because they've been forced into keeping their mouths shut, but also into keeping their mouths shut, but like keeping them isolated and not out in front of anyone. But that's going to come not out in front of anyone, inability to utilize like what they have to make money. So if there's been some form of conflict as far as like work and producing monies within the family, that's going to be resolved soon enough. All right. That's what I have for Michael Jackson. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.